Why are we not seen?
Where are we?
What's that?
Oh, here we go. Ha ha!
Hey!
Okay.
All right, guys.
Bring
Hey,
on the
hey. Welcome to another Saturday movie review. So it's Sunday, right? I know. Day late, but we were trying to finish up a movie yesterday, so we decided to do our live today instead of yesterday so we could get that movie in for you, which we did end up doing, and then we actually started another one and we didn't quite finish it, so it will be on the next week's review. But we do have 3 movies for you, all of them pretty good, one from each decade starting in the 70s, so 70s, 80s, and 90s. So we have one from each of those decades to kind of talk about. So kind of a big time span between the first one that we watched and the last one, but still pretty good. Still pretty good. Do you have music on in the background on purpose?
Yeah, I figured it was a little bit less plain with background music.
Oh.
I try to make it a little bit quieter. Is it too loud still?
I don't know. No, it's not too loud. I just noticed it.
Should I turn it off?
Didn't communicate with me.
It was
the change.
Should I turn it off?
You should have just communicated with me the change,
I'll
so
mute it.
I knew what was. It's fine.
It's fine. Oh, okay.
This is why we need to communicate the changes, so that he's not ridiculous.
There we go.
Okay, so the first one is Logan's Run from 1976. It's rated PG. It should not be rated PG.
So the only PG rated movie that comes to mind is Top Gun, which has a lot of violence and some explicit content. So
this does as well. I would say because of the nudity that's in this one, and it's graphic, but it's graphic in a different way. So you know that people are getting murdered. It's just not bloody gory, but they're getting murdered.
And I don't recall hearing profanity. I don't think there's any profanity.
And maybe that is the only basis for their PG rating.
Yeah.
But there was full frontal nudity.
Yeah.
And murder. Plain and simple murder.
Yeah.
So at the very least, it should have been PG-13. But I would say for its time, it should have been rated R.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like, the ratings have become a little bit more relaxed.
Lenient.
But there's a few exceptions from, a few decades ago.
Yeah, so this one should have been rated higher. I would not watch this with children.
Yeah, absolutely not.
At all. And I am so glad we didn't say, oh, it's PG, let's watch it.
Yeah.
With the kids. It should be fine. It's not.
That scene will get you. Their guns were interesting.
More than one scene. It was more than one scene.
Yeah. And they're not brief either.
No. I mean, it was long enough to see the full female figure.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it showed the male figure. I think it did a split second of a booty shot, but it showed full front of a woman.
Yeah.
Completely nude. So that's cool. Yeah, so the storyline, though, is really interesting. So it was about this. It's kind of a dystopian movie. We're noticing that with these older sci-fi films, that a lot of them are very dystopian in their background.
They live in these domed communities.
Yes, and no one was over the age of 30. When they reached the age of 30, they were killed. Plain and simple.
I don't know if it was some kind of lottery system, but it was a big event that was spectated. And everybody would round up in a circle and would float up in the sky, almost like a bug zapper.
And they would explode.
Yeah, because humans
explode. Being exploded.
Yeah.
They had little sensors in their hands, and the sensors were colored. If their sensors were green, they were safe. If their sensors turned red, they were not safe, and they were likely to be ushered into the carousel.
Yeah.
So there were some runners, and there was, of course, police officers, so to say, or armed guards who would take out the runners.
It didn't show what their leisure time was. It didn't show anything about the jobs or the general infrastructure or how the community was run. They were just in these spaces.
Yeah. It didn't give full picture of life.
It looked like a hotel lobby.
Yeah, but I mean, you only live till 30, so that's like a third of your life.
Yeah.
That's all they got. Past that, you died because you weren't considered important once you are over 30.
And it's not like anybody was sad about the carousel event. It was just something that was a part of life.
And they would go and cheer it on and were excited when people were exploding up in the air in this thing. It was really strange.
This is near the beginning of the movie.
The idea of that.
So it really set the tone for the rest of the film.
Yeah. So then you learn about the runners and kind of where they were going. They were trying to find this place called Sanctuary. The police officers were kind of instructed by the computer, the mainframe computer, to do what they were supposed to do. The one was instructed to go and try to find this sanctuary place and bring all the people back, all the runners back, so that they could re-control them, all these runners. So he did go and do that, but he ended up seeing more than he expected to see. They actually broke out of the dome and found the real outside they had never seen, with weeds that grew up. Yeah. And they met an old man who must have been the only man that didn't get wrangled into this dystopian whatever, but he was the lonely cat man. He had 100 cats, and it was just him and a bunch of cats.
And when he was outside, the thing that really caught my attention was that everything was overgrown, kind of like I Am Legend and maybe Omega Man, where, post-apocalyptic thing, civilization has been overgrown with weeds. Mm-hmm. But you see the Washington Monument in the background. I look at her and say, is that the Washington Monument? Is he?
Yeah, and it had the big
DC?
Lincoln.
Yeah, the Lincoln Memorial. And
all weeded and overgrown,
And this is where old Catman was living.
he was living around all that. Yeah. So, and then it showed the domes on the outside and kind of how they're just these big plant domes almost, and that's what the people were encased in.
Yeah.
Very strange.
But
the two that went out that were on this mission, they ended up saying, we need to go back and tell the people that there is more than what we've been sold into believing that there is. And they ended up helping all the people break out of the dome life and realize that there was life outside.
So I thought that was the really cool part of the movie, because we had to continue it out, with 20 minutes remaining, and we didn't get to finish it at the same time. I told her this is worth finishing for sure, and sure enough, it met our expectations.
I think it was really good.
Yeah.
My thought is, what are those people going to do now? Because they were so used to everything being done for them in this dome.
No skills.
They have no skills. They had never seen the outside. They have no idea what to do with the weeds. They didn't know what bugs were. The girl got bit by a bug and had no clue. Am I going to die? What is this? Like, they don't have any clue what to do with the outside. No survival skills, no nothing. So, I don't know. I guess they have to learn them on the spot. Figure it out.
When they saw the old man, they were touching his face, and he was touching their faces.
None of them had facial hair. They're all too young.
Yeah.
It was very
interesting film.
They all had weird looking outfits. We kind of said looked like Tinkerbell fairy outfits.
Yeah.
So very, very different, but kind of a good story of this doesn't have to define you. This doesn't have to be your life. You can there's probably something bigger out there if somebody's trying to control every avenue of your life.
That everything the same is actually not so great.
Right.
It's okay to have
difference,
competition and innovation.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so rating it, what would you rate Logan's Run?
I'll probably would I watch it? Yes, I think I would watch it again. So with that being said, I might give it between a 7.5 and an 8.
Okay, I was gonna say a 7. So 7 to an 8.
It's hard to get past some of the visual effects, but they're actually pretty good.
Decent for their time.
Pretty good. They use a lot of small scale models and some backdrops, but look pretty convincing for 76.
Yeah.
Same year that Rocky 1 came out.
Oh, well, if you compare it to that, visually, it's no comparison.
It's
so
sci-fi,
do not
though.
compare it to Rocky 1.
Trying to depict the future is, really, really hard. So
that's true.
I almost like seeing how creative, set designers would get to make these kinds of scenes.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. It's not all computer graphics like it is now.
Right. Okay, the next one is Critters from 1986. This one I would also say has a lower rating than it should have had. Oh my word, I can't talk. I think it should have been R for the graphic and the language. It had a lot of bad language, and it was very, very bloody and graphic.
Because you got all these fuzzballs running around.
Yeah, it's an 80s horror film. So if you've seen any 80s horror films, they're all kind of the same. They're all kind of slashery, weird creatures.
Big genre back then.
Yeah, and it's kind of sci-fi-ish creatures are the ones killing everything.
Because they did come from outer. Did they show?
They did. They were aliens from.
Okay,
yeah. Creepy little balls of fluff that had giant razor teeth.
Yeah.
That would latch on and tear your flesh literally to pieces.
I was like that. The bunny in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The bunny came up and attacked and.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these little critters, man. You have 4 or 5 of them on you. Your history.
So
and they
cute.
did not go in ones. So, yeah, a lot of killing, a lot of the way one latched onto the guy's stomach, and just imagine what happened
blood.
there. But very, very, very gory, very slashery, horror-ish. Our son that likes horror was watching it with me because I thought, ooh, PG-13, it should be fine, right? He's like, this is actually really boring. It's just boring and kind of stupid.
Maybe he might like arachnophobia better.
Well, and he said it doesn't even compare to Gremlins. Gremlins was good.
Had a story. Had a good story.
It was horror and was graphic, but it had a story, and it was This was just these furballs that attack people. It wasn't.
Not much
and
of a
there's
story.
a second and third. If the first one wasn't that good, why are you going to put out a 2 and a 3?
So I guess they never figured out how to get rid of them, huh?
I guess not.
What about the end of the movie?
It just kind of left you on a cliffhanger.
Oh, okay.
I guess for the second one. So there was no real solution, no real permanent solution anyway. It was just, I don't know, very strange.
There you go.
I would probably give it a 4 out of 10. He didn't watch it, so he can't rate it. Our son would rate it really low. He thought it was really stupid. He wanted to turn it off about 10 minutes in. And I said, give it a chance. It might turn around. It did not.
Because it is possible to have even maybe if you have poor practical effects, you can still have a good story and be entertained by it.
No,
I guess not in this case.
No, it had none of that. No.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, not great. So if you want a crappy 80s horror flick, Critters might be for you. If you want something with an actual story that helps you relate to something,
Tremors.
this would not be it. This would not be it.
Go see Tremors instead, right?
Yeah. So Critters was a flop. Logan's Run, thumbs up. Critters, thumbs down. The third one was The Rocketeer from 1991. So this one is rated PG. It had a lot of the D word. So if that is a triggering word for you or you don't want your kids hearing that, then I would say do not go by the PG rating. Probably more suitable for PG-13 as far as the language goes. At least that word, as we heard several times, and my girls said, why are they saying that word over and over and over and over and over? So,
interesting how they come up with the ratings for some of these movies.
Yeah, it's a good movie. This is a really, really good movie. The storyline is that these two guys, they're aviators, so their livelihood is airplanes, small crop duster kind of airplanes. They're trying to come up with new things, to kind of new innovations, things like that. Well, they ended up getting their hands on human rockets. So you strap it onto a human and it helps them to fly. Basically, is the thing.
Did they get it by that chase scene that was going on in the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was left there. It was trying to be stolen from the FBI, and it ended up getting left at their hangar and their property. And so they kind of were like, now what do we do with this? The FBI wants it back. What is this? Who should have this? It was actually I believe it was a U.S. created rocket that Nazi Germany was trying to steal. So this was set in 1938. So this was a year before World War II started. So Nazi Germany was trying to get a hold of this, and their goal was to obliterate the U.S.
They kind of had the
to
same
make enough of these
idea as I guess what Iron Man did with his suit. You know, it could be a new military utility with it, because he was later shown in the movie this video, some Nazi propaganda where there would be, you know, all of their military men, you know, just essentially flying over in these personal rockets.
So a good thing in bad hands is not going to end well.
Yeah.
So the FBI was trying to keep it out of the Nazi Germany's hands, because they knew that their plan was to obliterate the U.S.
That was the twist for me, because I wasn't expecting it to be tied to, you know, the Nazis. I thought, oh wow, some Marvel movies do that too.
Great technology as far as this rocket goes. You know, I mean, a rocket that you strap onto a person that doesn't burn the person up.
Yep.
And there was a time he was flying in it, and he's like, how is that not burning his legs? So it did talk about them having to wear heat repellent suits and things like that, because it is very hot coming out of that. They had to use a special type of metal. so that the rocket wasn't hot to the touch when it was activated. So they did talk about those different components of that would be in question when you're talking about strapping a rocket onto a human.
Yeah, I guess they tried to address all those things that, viewers would be questioning.
Right.
How do they address this? Even though it's all fiction, viewers will have that question, and so
is it?
It's fun.
Is it all fiction? The things that you see in the movies are based off of some type of truth.
Yes, they are.
Just which version of it is the truth, because most people do not have original ideas.
And Discovery Channel is a great place to hear the public's perspective on things that go on behind classified areas.
Yes.
Interesting.
Too bad Discovery Channel is now owned by Disney.
Uh-oh.
We know which direction that's going to go. Anyway.
This was my first time seeing this movie.
I loved watching it as a kid. I did not remember it having the D word so many times. I kind of feel like TV was censored back then, and it's not so much censored.
Probably, old
anymore
networks
now.
like TNT USA and channels like that where you can watch without all of the bad stuff.
Yeah. So I don't remember those words being said, but so that kind of surprised me rewatching it now as an adult. But I remember loving it as a kid and watching it over and over and over and over and over because it was so much fun to watch and see all the different. I guess it was kind of like an early day superhero type movie for me. So
yeah, and Howard Hughes plays a role in this. He's a real life person, and the actor looked really familiar. I'm not sure who played that guy, but.
That ended up being the main Nazi guy.
No. That was
Neville Sinclair.
No, it was the guy that gave him the airplane in the end was Howard Hughes.
Oh, yeah. But great movie. IMDb has a low rating for it, and I think it deserves a higher rating.
Really?
I mean, a 6.6. It's not terribly low, but
okay. Lower than I would have thought, I think.
Yeah, I think it should have been a little bit higher, maybe because it had actual history in it, so it ranks lower. I don't know. But great movie, great, I think, for its time, visual effects. A lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. What year did you say it was?
1991.
Oh, okay. So I think that was roughly the same time frame as Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which we talked about last week. So
I think that was 90.
Because there's some flying scenes in there, too, when they're on the Bumblebee. So it's cool to see the rocket flying scenes in this one.
Yep. So, good kind of historic setting movie.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something that's good like that, give it a watch. I would probably give it 8. I would probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8 also.
So give that a watch. So we had 2 thumbs up and a thumbs down this week. So 3 movies for you. So if you've seen any of the 3, let us know. Let us know what you think of them. If you have any suggestions for us to watch these last 2 weeks in October, let us know, because we've got a list, but we'll take what your suggestions are over our list.
That's some really interesting movies so far this month, I think.
We have, yeah. Some for the good, some for the not good, but
yeah.
So like, subscribe, and ding it, and let us know in the comments if there's something you want us to give a watch to.
And we'll see you Friday or Saturday
and Tuesday movie review.
That's right,
We'll see you for our Tuesday movie review. So a couple days.
All right.